Hi, and welcome. Nicholas Bertans with me.
Hello.
He came back from a very huge event, Gymkhana Grid 2019, with all kinds of superstars. Tell me maybe about some of the impressions, the first impressions about the event, and how did it go for you? How it started, and how did you get there at first?
So at first, still being blown away about the event. It was really cool to see an invite from Gymkhana Grid. So we were really happy to accept it, and we just said, okay, yes, we're coming. And we were preparing the car really hard. We were trying to find a new design, and we ended up just changing the color of the design. But I had one race before that, so you have heard about it?
Yeah, you had a drifting event before that,
Yeah.
the weekend before, and after the next week you had the Gymkhana Grid, so tight schedule, but you made it. You had a good race in the drift event in Latvia, and after that you got to Gymkhana Grid in Poland, and how did it went? How did the trainings went? What kind of experience did you get there?
Yeah, well, about the trainings, everyone had 3 runs, so it's like 3 runs for both sides. So you do one, you change, and you do the other. So first run, I just tried to memorize the track, look at it, the turns, how fast can I go there and here, and on the other side I did the same, just to memorize it. And when I got the second run, so we had 3. So it was the second run. I tried to go much faster. I overcooked it a little bit, and it made me spin, and I hit the wall. So now my rear end is a bit like 10 centimeters to the side, but it doesn't do anything bad to my car. And on the third one, I just tried to get more speed and more time, less time. So I accomplished that.
About the track, it was the longest in the Gymkhana Grid history. How was it? How easy or how hard was it to memorize it, and how did you work on that?
So it was really hard. First of all, the one main thing and the good thing was that coming to the hotel, they had simulators. So my dad just pushed me in and said, go memorize the track. So I tried to do that. And then the next day we had to go to the track. So we did the track walk. And we came back, take a break. And then he said, okay, go back. Just walk the track until you get, I don't know,
Until you have it here.
yeah. So we had, I don't know, I probably did about like 50 laps around the track. It was the whole day I was just going on the track. So then with that we memorized it, we had the race.
And after the practice runs, after the qualification runs. So qualification went, I would say, pretty okay.
Yeah, it was good.
P16 in the first run, and in the second run you changed a lot on the car, a little bit on the suspension, the car, the tires. What went on there?
So in the first run we still ran the old tires, which we noticed that we have come to a high-level event with old tires, and that was a big issue because
you bought them as new, but
we bought them as new, but the sellers had to hidden the date of the tire, and it was 2015, and now we are in 2019, as you all know. So we noticed that after qualification, when we touched the tire and thought it's not as soft as it should be after a run. So we just risked it and bought different tires from Poland drivers. So in the second run I just came with no clue what to do. I warmed up the tires, stood on the line, and just thought, what will I do? What is it gonna be? And just managed to drop 10 seconds just by changing the tires and the setup on the car. So that was mind blowing how we did that. So yeah.
But after that, the problems or the challenges didn't stop. You had some car issues, yeah?
Yeah, so after the qualification run, I was happy about the result, so I came back to the pits. I smelled some type of burning, like smell, but it was from the brakes because they get used really hard because you had a run up that is about 90 to 100 kilometers per hour, and then you have hard brakes. So they were just a bit cooked, and then I heard a sound like a rattle. So I popped the hood, tried to look at what's wrong. I didn't find it, so I stopped the car and went to my dad. Told him about the sound, and we started looking at the problem. And in the first day after the qualifications, we took off the oil pan. Is it oil pan?
Yeah, the bottom end.
The bottom of the oil. It's an oil pan, so checked if there are no metal flakes in it, and everything was good. So we took off the valve covers. Also, everything there was good. The rockers weren't moving, and everything was okay. So we put it all back together, but still we have that sound. So we started to talk with other people, with other Poland drivers, English drivers, and all the other drivers that were there running LS. They gave us clues, but we have already checked it, and it's not the problem. So one good driver, Bartosz Stolarski, gave us his garage to lift up the car and get a better look at it. So we have stripped almost the whole engine, and still we haven't seen any problems or signs of the problem. So we just took out the engine, took everything out, and then we realized that the timing chain is a bit loose. It has a bit too much of the movement, and that was the problem. So we put some spacers and all that, but it didn't help. Well, it helped in the night when we were finished. So we put it all together, started the car, there was no sound. But in the next day, same sound.
So yeah, but hard working through the night and a big challenge for you and for the team. How emotionally were you on the race day on Saturday? Do you think everything will be alright, or do you have your issues?
So yeah, we still had the mindset a bit off because everyone had slept really not enough, as I would say. But we still had that sound, and it was just not in the game. But I thought, let's risk it, let's do whatever we can. So went out to the start with Arkady Tergratov. He's a Russian driver.
Very famous Russian driver.
Yeah, really famous, and it was an amazing battle. It was hard. It was a battle of generations, as he said. So yeah, that was a cool battle. Thanks to him, if you were watching. But yeah, I would like to battle him again.
And you won him, so
Yeah.
that's nice. You got into top 8, and then came, I would say, the battle of the dreams against one of the best drifting drivers in the world. So yeah, tell us about that.
So yeah, in top 8 we went against Daigo Saito. So I qualified 6th, he qualified 3rd, and it was like I was stressed. My dad was stressed. All the mechanics were shaking, and when we went to the starting line, I felt a bit like scared, but it didn't change my mind to try to win it. So the first run I did worse than him. He beat me by 2 seconds, but I saw how he drove and how I drove, and I tried to correct some stuff from my side. So in the second run I changed a little bit of my driving style, and I won him. But because I changed my driving style and a bit of my line, I had a problem with not hitting the ball. So we had 2 balls, the piñatas and another one. And if you don't hit it, you get 1 second. So I didn't hit it, and I got 1 second. But it was really cool. Also, the biggest battle I have ever had, probably the hardest one. And it's not every day you can do with these good drivers. So not every day you can get to drive with them. So it was really cool.
Yeah, and without the problem before, without issues, with more practice, there was a chance to beat Daigo Saito, yeah?
There was a chance. I wasn't far away from him. If I would hit the ball and not miss it, I would have 1 second less. but I still had to put up some time to think of the track, think of the car, and the line should I take. So all in all, it was a great event. Daigo Saito probably was the top one who was
To beat, yeah.
top one to beat, and unfortunately with the car problems with his 2020 Supra, he finished fourth. But yeah, congrats to the winners. Also got to talk with all the cool people like Tessa Whitcock, Solbergs, both of them, Oliver and Peter, and a lot of other drivers. So that was a great experience, and I would love to come back again. So probably we'll see you there.
Yeah, so your first time on such a world stage, but yeah, you felt like a fish in the water, if we could say so. Tell us about the event, the organization levels, and yeah, it was the first time you experienced something like that, right?
Yeah, well, the organizers thought really well about the drivers. They had everything prepared for us, like the place to stay and everything else. So that was cool, and just it was really, I'd say, hard and emotional to bring Latvia to Poland to a high level game. So really cool, and I'm still speechless from the race. So
Yeah, so a lot of things, media days, press conferences, all that stuff. So you did like it. It was a new experience, and so we will see you. I would say, hopefully, we'll see you next year there.
yeah, well, it was amazing. I would love to drive again. So see you there.